What up, everybody? Even though Power is currently going through a hiatus, I'm completely convinced that the next phase of the Power universe will be the biggest yet. When it was announced that Power Book Ghost and Force were coming to an end, 50 Cent posted on his IG that the Power universe was expanding. Even though the only spinoff that has been announced so far since then is Origins. Earlier in the year, it was announced that Force showrunner Gary Lennon had received a multi-year deal to create new, unexpected extensions to the Power universe. The key word to look at this statement was unexpected extensions. And this is when the new phase of the Power universe comes into play. The first phase we could call the original Power series. We could even call that the pilot series, as it establishes the entire Power universe. Then the second stage was the spin-off phase with Power Book 2 through 4. Then the next phase that I expect to come into play will be the limited series phase of the Power universe, taking a closer look into the lives of individual characters for only one season, possibly two. Because around the time it was announced that Ghost was getting canceled after season 4, the Starz CEO did an interview saying that it was more cost effective to cancel a series after around season 3 and create subsequent spin-offs from that series. I've even heard 50 say in interviews before that after season 2 is when the contracts get renegotiated. That's why I don't think the limited series will go past a second season. 50 has even said in the past that he's modeled the Power universe after the Marvel universe. And this will be one step closer in that direction, as the Marvel universe has movies focused on individual characters that complete an entire universe. And even though I don't think the Power universe will go into the direction of movies, I do think that limited series will be the next phase. And this will make the Power universe bigger than ever, because these miniseries will focus on individual characters and their stories. But there will also be a lot of new characters added to the Power universe in the process. Either though I believe that most of the new series coming out on the Ghost and Force timeline will be limited series, I don't think that Power Origins is a limited series. As a matter of fact, I think Power Origins will be the longest running series in the Power universe, going a total of 10 seasons, covering from the time Ghost and Tommy were around the 8th grade until the time Kanan gets locked up and sent to prison. Getting me to the characters that I think we could see getting their own Power miniseries, starting with Tariq St. Patrick, because he received the phone call at the end of Book 2 letting us know that we will see Tariq again, possibly even as early as Power Book 4 Season 3, if that was Tommy on the phone with Tariq. So I definitely think that we'll see Tariq in a limited series moving forward, possibly with Tommy, or teaming back up with Braden and Effie and the old crew. But I also think there's a good possibility that the Tariq limited series could come after several other characters' limited series, adding to the suspense of who made the phone call to Tariq in the credits of Power Book 2. The next characters I want to look at getting their own limited series is going back to OG Power and the characters we haven't seen since then but are still alive. Starting out with Ghost himself. Omari Hardwick just did an interview on the All the Smoke podcast where Matt Barnes asked him the question if we'll see Ghost again, and his short answer was yes. So if Ghost does return to the Power universe, I think one of the first limited series that we'll see is what happened after Tariq shot Ghost the night at Club Truth, and how he was able to fake his death, and where he's been for the last couple years since all that went down. Another character we haven't seen since OG Power is Ramona. Ramona was starting to get into a relationship with Ghost at the time, so there's a good chance she was in on him faking his death. But at the same time, the way she responded to Rashad Tate makes me think otherwise. But whether she's currently with Ghost or not, doesn't mean we won't see Ramona Garrity back in the Power universe at some point, one way or another. Another character who's been forgotten about since OG Power but is still alive is Crystal Ball. Crystal Ball was last seen in the Power universe when he got arrested with Alicia Jimenez. Since Alicia Jimenez is now dead, there's a good chance that his case got thrown out and that Crystal Ball is back on the streets running the Taínos again. And a Crystal Ball limited series could show him getting out of jail, running the Taínos, and rising back at the top of the drug game, possibly even being a threat to Tariq's organization in a future series. A character who made a few appearances in Power Book 2 but was not a series regular is 2-Bit. 2-Bit was a fan favorite, and 2-Bit limited series showing what he's been up to since OG Power would be interesting. And the other characters we have to look into from OG Power regarding getting their own limited series would be Lisa Marie Proctor and the Castillo Mob. Lisa Marie would be around the age where she would be going into college, possibly getting into her family business and rising into the ranks of the Mafia. We know Lisa Marie Proctor and the Castillo Mob still have unfinished business with Tommy Egan and Tariq. And Dolores has been reported to be in Season 3 of Power Book Force. The Castillo Limited Series could be something we see after they make their return in some type of way on Force. And the final characters I have from OG Power who could possibly receive their own limited series is Cash Grant and his father Kadeem. I think this is the least likely out of the characters I've named so far, but I do think there's a chance we could see Cash when he's a little bit older and what he's into right now. Keeping in mind there's a good chance that he knows Tasha killed his mother, that Tommy told him while he was angry with Tasha, because we know that Tommy has loose lips. Getting me to the characters from Power Book 2 Ghosts who we could see in a limited series, starting with Kane Tejada. Kane was last seen going on the run as a wanted fugitive, but nobody knows what city he went to. Kane's limited series could show him starting over as a fugitive, trying to lay low in a new city. And because the fact that Tommy and Kane are both wanted fugitives and other characters could also end up getting arrested, I think there's a chance we could see a Power Limited series from jail while characters are locked up, primarily focused on a setting from jail with the characters to be determined. There's also Kane's sister Diana, who said she wanted to rebuild her family business. We could definitely see a limited series with Diana doing just that, trying to rebuild the Tejada drug empire in New York City. There's also Effie, either though she's currently working with Tariq. Tariq is trying to be the ghost of the machine, and we could possibly see an Effie limited series that wouldn't have Tariq or Braden in it, possibly even show her mother a little bit, who was introduced in one scene in Season 4, because I don't think that was for no reason. The same thing goes for Braden Weston. Now that he's going to be running the fight clubs and finding a new group to push product through, he might not be connected like that either. He might be doing his own thing, and we could get a limited series primarily focused on Braden running the fight clubs and doing his thing with the music. And a spinoff I've talked about several other times in other videos is the Congressman Rashad Tate spinoff Influence. If they don't make Influence a full series, I think we'll almost guaranteed see an Influence limited series. Concerning the characters from Power Book Force, it's hard to say who could get a limited series moving forward until after we know how the series concludes and who survives. With that said, I definitely think we'll see Tommy Egan again, either in a full or limited series moving forward, because they say we haven't seen the end of Tommy's story. We've just seen the end of his story in Chicago. With that said, I think we could still see a Chicago-based spin-off or limited series moving forward, most likely centered around Jannard Sampson, simply because I think Chris Lofton, who plays Jannard, is the strongest actor on the show other than Joseph Sikora, who plays Tommy Egan. We could definitely see a series or a limited series focused around Jannard and his brother Diamond, or around him and Shanti Showstopper running the Chicago drug world now that Tommy Egan is out of the picture. The other characters from Force who I think would have the best shot at getting their own limited series would be D-Mac and Marshall. The thing about this though is that Marshall is a full-time cast member of the series The Chi, so that might get in the way of him being a main character moving forward in a Power series. Concerning other characters who I might have missed who could possibly get their own limited series, but I don't see it happening, is Davis McLean and Don Carter, as well as the other characters in Force that I didn't mention, like Vic and Claudia Flynn or Miguel Garcia. And there you have it. Let me know any characters that I might have missed that you would like to see get their own limited series in the Power universe. And also, what do you think about concerning the limited series if this is in fact the next phase of the Power universe? Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.